Hello guys. So this is my temporary setup which I could afford as of now amidst this COVID pandemic. So I could afford this much for you. So what I have prepared to do today is a topic which I have selected from life science, which is basically helpful for all the competitive examinations and all those aspirants who are preparing for any sort of examinations, whether it is competitive exams or any higher sort of exams. So basically I am going to start from the very basic level of life science, that is the first chapter of the NCERT class 10th, that is the life processes. So first of all I would like to introduce my chapter. What are life processes? What is life first? And what is the difference between a living? What is the difference between a living and a non-living being? Why do we call something to be living and something to be called non-living? There are certain differences. There are certain noticeable differences. There are certain non-noticeable differences. So, what is the most uh, basic thing which is the difference between these living and non-living beings? Are these life processes. So what are these life processes? So all living, here it is given, all living beings have certain characteristics that distinguish them from the non-living beings. So we can basically say all sorts of uh, basic maintenance functions which our body need throughout our lifetime. Okay, throughout our lifetime to be alive, that is called life process. So what do we call it? All the living organisms undergo certain basic maintenance functions, that is called maintenance functions, throughout their lifetime. So all these maintenance processes are called life processes. So these life processes are completely absent in case of non-living beings. So these life processes are the key point of difference between these living and non-living beings. So we as humans undergo various sorts of uh, life processes throughout our life. So these life processes may include various processes which we undergo, which we experience throughout our lifetime. These include, basically these are organization, then metabolism, responsiveness, movement, reproduction, growth, differentiation, respiration, digestion, and excretion. So in today's class we are going to do only 4 or 5 of this, and the rest of it we will take in another class, so that the class will not linger for more time. Okay. So first of all, I can just summarize these things again. So what is life process? Basically, all those maintenance functions which the living beings undergo throughout their lifetime in order to maintain their life, these are called life processes. Okay, these life processes are absent in case of non-living beings. That's how we can differentiate between the living beings and the non-living beings. So this is the complete summary which I have written here. Okay, so these are of various kinds, like organization, metabolism, reproduction, then responsiveness, uh, movement, reproduction, growth, differentiation, respiration, digestion, and excretion. Okay, so what do you mean by organization? What do we mean basically? Generally, what we can call it, what we can call organization as. Organization means an arrangement. Organization can be told as an arrangement. All right. So, how arrangement takes place inside our body? Example. For example, the cell is the basic unit of life. All right. Cell is the basic unit of life. So cell is the basic unit. So cell is the basic unit. Single cell, a single cell is the basic unit of life. Various cells group together to form tissues according to functions, according to common functions. So various single cells group together based on their function to form tissues. Like that, various tissues group together to form a particular function. They are called organs. All right. So like that, organs give rise to organ system. So this is how organization takes place inside our body. So here it is given what I have written. At all levels of the organizational scheme, there is a division of labor. Why we call this as a division of labor? Because if a single cell will not do its labor, or not do its individual function, then the whole group of cells, which are the future tissues, they will not be able to arise as tissues to make their according functions. Okay, so that's why at all levels of the organizational scheme there is a division of labor. Each component has its own job to perform in cooperation with others, so that it can result into a basic function. All right. Even if a single cell, even a single cell, if it loses its integrity, will die. That's what I told. If a single cell, even if it doesn't work in integrity with other cells, it will not be able to perform the function which it is destined to do. All right, so this is the first point I have completed, that is organization. Okay, the next point is metabolism. So metabolism can be called commonly as any kind of all the chemical reactions that take place inside our body can be called metabolism. Okay, so these metabolism can be of two types, or it can occur in two phases, like catabolism and anabolism. So various kind of um, complex substances which are broken down into simpler ones, and which gives rise to the release of energy, that is called catabolism. That means various complex substances or bigger molecules, when uh, are broken down into simpler ones, they are called, that reaction is called catabolism. This type of reaction is destructive in nature, as here the molecules, bigger molecules, are being broken down into simpler ones. That's why these are called destructive reactions. Whereas in anabolism, this is called constructive reaction. Why? Because complex molecules are synthesized from simpler ones together with the storage of energy. So mark the difference. Here energy is released, here energy is stored. All right, or it is utilized. So here, what is the difference? The bigger molecules are broken down into simpler ones, and here simpler molecules are mm, congregated together to form the bigger molecules or complex molecules. All right. So that is the difference between catabolism and anabolism, which both of them are included in metabolism. All right. So next point is responsiveness. What do we mean by response? Response means the action to something. Okay. So what is that something? That something is the stimulus to us. Okay. the change. What do you mean by stimulus? Anything that we that our body experiences. If our body experiences some change, that is called a stimulus. So our body will definitely react to that react to that stimulus. So that is called a response to the stimulus. So that is innate in every individual. Responsiveness is concerned with detecting changes in the internal or external environments. All right, external or internal environment means inside or outside the body of the organism, and reacting to that change. For example, if someone pricks a pin to our hand, then blood will ooze out, and we will experience pain. That is that pricking is a stimulus to the finger, and we will automatically withdraw our finger from that. So that is the response to stimulus. All right. So what is that responsiveness? Now it is the act of sensing a stimulus and responding to it. So this is our third point, that is responsiveness. All right. Then comes next point, that is movement. So what is movement? Basically, what do you mean by movement? When we uh, move, or there are many types. So inside there are many types of movement within our body. Also, on the cellular level, molecules move from one place to another. Example, blood moves from one part of the body to another. Yeah, our diaphragm moves with every breath. So this is movement. Movement is basically the at cellular level, as well as the movement of the body. That is the place change. How does that take place? Through our muscles, and bones, our connective tissues. All right, through our connective tissues. So how does movement take place? Through our connective tissues. Does blood is also a connective tissue? Yes, definitely yes. Blood is also a fluid connective tissue. Blood is a fluid connective tissue. So how does movement take place? Movement takes place with the help of connective tissue. So that completes our fourth point. The last point is reproduction. What do you mean by reproduction? Reproduction means generally it refers to the formation of a new individual from the parent individual. But in a broader sense, it can also be called reproduction refers to the formation of new cells for the replacement and repair of old cells, as well as for growth. So in case of growth, what does happen? The formation of new cells. So how does that take place? Due to reproduction. And how does our injury, when we get injured, how does it heals how does it heal up? Due to this reproduction or replacement of those teared out old cells to the new ones. This is called reproduction. So in broader sense, it is called replacement and repair of old cells, as well as for growth also we can call it as reproduction. This is called what? Cellular level of reproduction. And generally, what does reproduction mean? Reproduction refers to the formation of a new individual from the parent individual. So both of these are essential to the survival of human race. So that's how we complete our class today. We will continue with the next points in the next class. Thank you all. Keep supporting, because this is my first trial. If you will keep supporting me, and then I'll try something more elaborative way to describe some more points, more things, more interesting to come. If you will support me, then only I can do. Thank you all for watching.